You're listening to First in Line, your all access pass to fan culture. I'm Liv,
And I'm Elham.
and we're back for another week of fun celebrity news and Bravo and Peacock TV. But before we get into that, Elham, will you share your boyfriend of the week for this week?
Yes, my boyfriend of the week this week is going to be Anthony Edwards because it's currently the NBA All-Star weekend, which is honestly when my NBA obsession goes to another level because this is like the back half of the season and I love him and he's just so funny and charming. Like they had media day today and he was like really funny as he always is and
Is he the
I'm
one that he's
obsessed.
the seventh hottest
Yeah.
NBA player of all time? That was so funny. I just saw that clip
And
actually.
he was like, "What?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah." He's
He's
so
like
funny.
hot.
I know. I'm like, because you're perfect. But yeah, he. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of like thinking. I'm like, who? Like, what am I like into this week? Like, what am I into? And I'm like,
Yeah.
let's. It's time to like give it up for the NBA because I am a huge NBA fan. So Anthony Edwards, your first time boyfriend of the week.
Seventh hottest NBA player and Elham's boyfriend of the week. What a week for him. No, it's funny because we were watching the Pro Bowl for the NFL like a couple weeks ago, and I was saying, Eric, like this is so lame compared to every other sport. Like I feel like every other sport invests so much money and time, and like the players all seem way more invested in like their All-Star weekend. So I was a little bit bummed out about the NFL's one, but the NBA is living up to it.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's
It's
also
supposed
weird.
to be fun. Like it just wasn't enough fun.
I also think it's because of the way like the NBA and the MLB and the NHL like have it in the middle of the season, whereas they have it at the end. So I feel like people are
Yeah.
just like done with it, kind of, which is an
Yeah, but also like I kind of get it because I feel like football is so much more of like a more contact sport, like head to head.
hmm
I would be scared too to like get hurt
injured.
playing
Yeah,
flag foot. Like obviously flag football has less stakes, but like I just feel like there's higher stakes for football than any of the other
yeah,
sports. So I kind of get it. That makes sense. So,
yeah.
what about your barricade or bust for this week? What are you loving this week besides Anthony Edwards?
For besides Anthony Edwards, my barricader bus this week is actually a book that I'm in the middle of reading, which is called Sociopath by Patrick Gang, I think is her name. I really don't know how to pronounce it, but it's basically a memoir about her diagnosis. Like she got diagnosed as a sociopath and how she like grew up and the little telltale signs that she now knows, like looking back at her life and how all that stuff was kind of ignored and like how hard it was to make relationships with like her family and her like friends and boyfriends and things like that. And I just find it really interesting. I'm like halfway done with the book and I don't know, it just like really I feel like mental health gets kind of like talked about in varying ways. Sometimes it gets romanticized and stuff. So like seeing someone's life story in a way where she's like literally not holding back to the good or the bad has been really interesting.
How did
Book
you
rec
find
for
that
everyone.
book?
I saw it on okay, the cover is like first of all, it's literally just okay. Like the title "Sociopath," I'm like, what the hell? Because the cover is like her school picture as a little girl, and I was like, what? This
Oh,
is
okay.
interesting. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, this is interesting. And then I think it came out in 2024, so it's been on my like to read list for a long time. And I just was like looking through my Libby, being like, okay, what on my to read list like is actually available for me? And I was like, okay, let me just start this, and it's really interesting.
Been in such a book slump since Heated Rivalry came out, and then all of TV has come back. So I've just been like watching TV nonstop, like
hmm
Traitors, Summer House, Love Island. I have something every single day. Like I don't have enough time to read. And the books that I was reading at the same time, like the end of last year, were both really boring. So I tried to get into another book, but I just like haven't been able to pick it up. It's so weird.
It's
I just go
hard.
through phases where I just don't pick up a book for like 2 months, and then I'll read 10 books in a month. So.
Yeah, that was literally me for
I
all of
commend
last year.
you. Yeah, I think
I
you read
read
what, like
like
3 books last
yeah,
year.
it was bad. It was bad.
My barricaded bus is totally different than what I was gonna pick. Like 2 hours ago, I was driving in my car on the way home. I had like an hour drive, and I was trying to play Carpet Burn by Bradley Simpson,
Okay.
and I played it, and then other songs were like, on Spotify when you just play like a single. So it's going
hmm
through some of his songs are coming up, and I don't know if you remember Favorite Band by him.
Yes.
Came out last year, and he had a feature, like he released it by himself, and then he had a feature with Neve Ella on it. And that song is so good. Like the world moved on from that song way too fast. I played it for I think a half an hour on repeat. Like I just kept hitting back,
Whoa.
playing the whole song. On the car ride home. It's so good. It's like one of those songs where you just like your whole body has to get into the song. Like you really gotta like throw your shoulders around, some elbows.
Hmm.
Like it makes me want to punch someone in the face. Like it's just one of those songs. It's a good driving song actually.
Hmm.
Um, and I really like it because the feature actually elevates the song. Like Neve's verse in the song is so good. It's so funny and smart. So I think it really adds to the song and it's like a forgotten gem for me. I think it came out last year at some point,
Hmm.
but that is my barricade or bust. It just totally took over my car ride home. So Brad
Shout
makes
out Brad.
it.
Bradley, we love you. We love you.
You want to talk about Traitors?
Yes, let's talk about Traitors first because
We haven't talked about it, so it's like weird because I we still need to talk about it like text during the week, but also want to save some
I
conversation
know
for
it's
this.
hard.
But we really didn't get a chance to talk about it at all. So how did you feel about this episode?
Honestly, it went the way that I assume literally the next two episodes are going to go. Like,
Yeah.
I just think Rob is going to get his way every time. He already has two targets for next week or whatever, next episode that are really easy to convince other people of. And it's like
I'm actually
frustrating.
surprised that this far in the season, like he has options. Like
Yes.
I feel like the traders should feel like they're getting, and I guess Eric to some degree is getting that, but like they should feel like they're getting cornered. But I feel like he doesn't have that pressure on him. Like he still has three options, and he only has to make
No.
it through. I think he said two more roundtables after this one, which he clearly made it through. So I'm just gobsmacked that he has such a clear path to the end. Unless something really changes, but again, like we don't have an inkling of that, at least from the sneak peek for next week.
No. No, not at all. Like, I feel like I understand people's frustrations with Rob. Like I really get it because even myself, I'm like watching this, and I don't even think it's a frustration with Rob because Rob is literally playing the game that he's meant to play, and he is has no target on his back, whatever. I think more so it's the frustration with the faithfuls that people are like taking out on Rob. Because to me, and I think to the both of us, like as we said, chronicled on this podcast since episode one of this damn show, is like these faithfuls are so oblivious. Like, and I honestly
They're
am like,
just so nitpicky. Like they're looking at the most random red herring things, and you would think after like
yes,
the seventh red herring that they would move on, but they haven't. Like we're still stuck on the same thing where Ron was trying to get Portia out. We're
yes,
still in the same spot. Like we're voting people out or banishing them for the same reasons every week.
based on things that happened literally days ago. Like it's like obviously Steven gets banished in this episode, and like Natalie's whole point was, well, Lisa Rinna gave him these rocks or
Which made
whatever.
me mad, so mad because he defended himself so well on the last episode. And so the
Yeah,
fact that it's coming up again, he's like, at this point, like, there's nothing more to say. Like, it was not that. I already said that. And I thought that he defended himself really well on the previous episode.
yeah,
So the fact that it just came back up, and I give props to Rob because I think Steven was an ally to him, and I think Steven would have been a good person at the end because he's not like part of the duos that we talked about, like the Kristen and the Mark and the Tara and the Johnny. Whereas like I feel like if those two go to the end, they're gonna just go to the end together because I feel like they're
yeah,
very sure that each other are faithfuls. So Steven would have been a good person to have to the end, but Rob is smart enough that like when he started to hear Steven's name, he's like, I'm just gonna let them run with it. Like even
yeah,
if Steven was good for him to have in the game, he's like, I'm not gonna detract away from the Tara and the Johnny if people are gonna go for Steven.
yeah, exactly. And it's just like
How many times have these people come to the round table and then all said that they're gonna vote for someone and then switch to someone
I
else?
know,
Like they were all on Tara or Johnny.
yeah,
And then they all switch at the round table. Like I'm so tired of that. And then they talk about it and they're like, we're not gonna do this again. And then the Coltons come back and say, actually it's this person, and they all just vote
yeah,
for them.
yeah, I know. And I liked what Steven was like, I'm a faithful, you guys blew it. Exactly.
Yes.
Like, I'm like, you're done. Like, you guys are so stupid. Like, you don't. And yeah, it is like these red herrings. It's just like, it makes no sense. It's like frustrating to watch. I can't imagine being in there because then they're like, how did we get it wrong? Like, what are we doing wrong? It's like, hello, like, look around. You, for two roundtables, Candace, who is a traitor, said it was Rob. It's not like she said it was Johnny, who is her actual, like, was her ally at that point.
Yeah.
She literally said it was Rob. But they can't think, they're not thinking about that because they're stuck on episode 3. Like, it's like, what is happening, you guys?
Yeah.
Like, enough. And yeah, I feel like I really was thinking that they were going to get rid of either Johnny or Tara because, or mostly Tara because of what happened at the game. And then also like how they were basically just like, we don't care. Like, we are not turning against each other. Like, it's the two of us. She's a faithful. I'm a faithful. We're best friends. I do not care. And if I was in there, I would be like, that's weird. Like, that's suspicious. Like,
It was
why are
funny
you?
because like they had this whole thing. It was going to be some grand reveal, and everyone's like, "Okay,
Yeah,
like
I know.
what?" And then it was like, "So we're just supposed to take your word for it?"
Yeah, it's just so interesting, and I can't deal with it. But I will say it was so funny. Like, as much as the faithfuls annoy me, they are funny. Like Kristen being like, and Tara talking, and Tara's like, I think it's Stephen. And Kristen, and she's like, you can tell me who it is. You can tell me. You can tell me. And she goes, I think it's you.
I thought it was so funny. I saw a tweet that was like, "Kristen's going to convince Tara that she's a traitor."
Literally, it was so funny. Can we talk a little bit about Eric and his traitor vibes because he was
See,
acting
I can't like.
so obvious.
I'm not like trying to say like Rob is the smartest person ever.
No.
And he did say that Eric was really smart. I do wonder if he picked, I mean, I think Rob was picking based on someone that he thought like might be named before him as a traitor and like that could take the heat off of him. I do think he is like happy to be partnered up with someone. Like they
Yeah.
obviously are seem to be working well together. But I think Eric immediately didn't know how to handle the traitor heat, and it's also gonna work out for Rob as well. Like if
Hmm.
Eric ends up getting cut. I thought it was hilarious that Kristen, as soon as Kristen grilled him, he had nothing to
Yes.
say. And like I know it's from an outsider's perspective because I would probably be panicking so much too, but I would have said like the few times that I did speak up, I was wrong. So
Yeah.
why would I like I don't want to speak up right now because I was unsure. Whereas he was just like I was unsure, so I just did throwaway vote. Which why would you say that because or I did that because I didn't want to do a throwaway vote. But he could have come up with more reasoning than that. I think
Yeah.
he just
Yeah, no, I agree. Also, like in the breakfast, like during the breakfast at the start of the episode, he was so like on edge. And like even in his confessional, he goes, "This is my first breakfast as a traitor." And I'm like, "Okay, Eric, like, you need to calm down." And like his reactions, like I don't know, I just feel like maybe it is because this is his first day as a trader, so they're like focusing on that and like trying to show it to us because it's I'm like, if I was in there, I would literally be like, why is he acting so weird? Like when they're like, oh, it's Dorinda was murdered, he's like, I'm like, okay, Eric, relax. But he does also seem like someone who has big reactions, as we know, when he like was talking, giving his POV. But I feel like obviously once again it's easier said than done, but like since he was a faithful for so long, I assumed that he would just be like act normal, but I just think he can't. Like he really can't act normal. Like he's like very obviously, and maybe that's why he couldn't defend himself like very well because he's like shit, like if I say something wrong now, like it might come back to bite me or whatever, but I just yeah, I'm like, buddy, we got to come up with some talking points. But it's just interesting cuz like
I agree. Like,
there
though, I thought you just keep going status quo. Like we've talked about,
yeah.
convince yourself you're faithful. You are already a faithful. Just act like you did not become a traitor.
Yeah,
And can
but
we talk about how shocked he was that it was Rob
I
too?
know. That's why I literally think
Yeah.
Rob is gonna win. Like, guys, every single person is like, even like the TikTok videos that Peacock puts out where they tell each
People
person
after
who it
people, yeah,
was.
are banished.
Yeah, I'm like everyone is gagged at Rob the most. Like, it is even like I was watching the Traders podcasts with Bob the Drag Queen and Boston Rob, and Dorinda was interviewed, and she literally says, "I don't care that Rob banished me or like murdered me or
He said he
whatever. Like
trusts
I would
me.
still trust." Yeah, he said he trusts me, and I like find that flattering. I just love him. I'm like, girl, this is like money on the line, a
Do you
lot
think
of
that
money.
it's clocking tomorrow that it could potentially be Rob because people online are starting to say that she's starting to put the pieces together? I don't
I don't
believe that.
see that. I don't see her put. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if one of the faithfuls were on to Rob, they would be showing us that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because I honestly think if someone
All we
brings it
got
up,
was Candace and Johnny saying like maybe
yeah,
Johnny kind of agreed with Candace, but we really haven't heard his name come up at all otherwise.
that's why I don't know. Like, I just feel like, I just think like it is so easy to pin it on him because you literally could be like, he got Lisa out with
Yeah,
Colton
you
and
got two
he
traitors
got
out and
Candace
Candace
down.
voted for you twice.
Like, hello guys, let's remember that. But no, they're stuck on when Lisa Rinna was still there. I'm like, okay, you're a lost cause.
Some rocks.
But like I'm excited because they obviously there's 2 episodes left, and then they just filmed the
Mhm.
reunion this week while we're recording this. I think they filmed it yesterday or on Thursday or whatever. So I'm excited for that because it's going to be very much like close to as real time as you can get with the reunion. So I'm excited for the drama of it all. And I just want to know who wins. Like, I really think it's Rob,
Yeah.
but
I
I
know I
don't,
haven't been able to find any spoilers online, so I'm kind of mad about it.
I
I
know.
always
Well,
go for spoilers.
I saw something, I saw something where someone was like, we think that this, I can't remember who, so I'm sorry guys. Maybe I'll find it and post it here. But it was like these are the last 5 remaining people because of their social media activity.
Yeah, people do that a lot when people
And
go
I'm
on
like,
shows.
yeah, so I mean I'm interested to see if that's right. I was like, oh, interesting, but I didn't know that. I guess it makes sense. Like
Yeah. But
if you know
sometimes
when
people
they're,
have like their managers and stuff
yeah,
for them,
exactly.
so I don't
So
really know.
yeah, who's
Especially
to
if they
say?
like these types of people have brand deals and stuff that they need to live
Yeah.
up to. So, but yeah, super excited for next episode to see if Rob lives another day and also if Eric can come back from this.
I
I'm
know.
not sure that I have full faith in him, but we shall see.
We might be doing a little RIP to Eric next week. Whatever.
So this week, Zayn made his comeback on Call Her Daddy, which is interspersed with him doing his little Vegas residency. And also right before he was going to announce his arena tour that
Yeah.
he's doing. What did you think of his interview? He has a very unique way of speaking and
Speaking.
speaking for himself that's different than most celebrities. So,
Yeah, I find Zayn very intriguing because I honestly, he doesn't talk. This is probably his first full-length interview since his last Call Her Daddy interview, which was probably 2 years ago or something at this
yeah.
point. And I just find it, and also the Call Her Daddy format is interesting because if you guys pay attention, and this is like literally no hate to Alex Cooper at all, like she's built an empire. But if you pay attention to the interviews, it's literally she just lets them speak, which
Mhm.
is what I find really like intriguing for someone like Zayn who does not talk much because like she'll pose a question and it's just like their thoughts. And she rarely pushes back or asks like her follow-up questions are very like vague and open-ended and it I mean gives good, headlines and clickbait and in her like whatever, it gets people clicking. But I just find Zayn very intriguing because it's like someone who you're like, I understand what you're trying to say, but you're saying it in like the worst way possible.
That's probably why he doesn't speak very often.
Like he, do you have like the actual quote what he said about Gigi?
He was saying that well, Alex Cooper asked about Gigi, and he said that he will always have respect for her because she's the mother of his child, and then goes into their relationship and saying that he's not sure that he was really in love with her is the gist of what he was saying. I think that's part of the issue is when you're asked a really vague question and you
Yeah.
don't speak very often, like you don't really know when to stop because there's probably like too much silence and there's not like okay, next question or like here's another detail for you to add. Like can you just respond to this? So you have to kind of fill the space. So he I think just kept going a little bit and that was really shocking to me and I don't know. I guess it's so good for headlines. Like I'm pretty sure this is like all I saw this week.
Yeah.
But something about me, like especially as a mom and as a woman, feels so uncomfortable. Like he was with her
Yes.
for what, 6 years on and
Like
off.
on and off.
They had
Yeah.
a whole child together. He has her eyes tattooed on his body at some point, and you're gonna air him saying that he didn't love her
I
or
know.
wasn't in love with her. Like he said he had love for her, but he wasn't in love with her.
I know. Like I just, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
slimy feeling. Like it is slimy. And I
And
just,
again, like we don't know like if there's context missing as well, right? Like there could
mhm.
truly be some context missing there that like changes the whole way that he said that. But the bottom line is the headlines are running with like I never loved Gigi.
Yeah, which is just insane because to me, like when I saw that, I was like, okay, to me this is what I assume he is trying to say is like we were together, had a baby. I love my baby. I love her because like I have love for her because she's the mother of my kid and she brought this child into my life. Okay, and period. But I do not think she was the love of my life. And it's like I can understand that. Like I don't think, yeah, she's not the love of your life because if she was the love of your life, I think you would be together
Well,
still.
yeah,
Like
or
I'm like,
looking back, that relationship wasn't the one. Like
yeah.
or it
It's
was
like
that relationship
there's
isn't what I thought it was when I was in that relationship, which I feel like is
yeah,
a very, very common thing for people to say when they're no longer together with someone.
yes.
But like to say it in that way, it's just kind of like gobsmacked,
It's
especially because he doesn't
horrible.
say that much.
No, it's horrible.
And I am a Zayn girl through and through. So like I'm taking it with like a grain of salt because I just know that then that's like when he like shuts down. It's like, okay, I'm just like not gonna talk anymore because I said
No,
something like that
literally.
and it's like getting taken out of context. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen him come out on social media, but I feel like he has over time like learned to bite his tongue like a little bit
Hmm.
more than when he used to. But I think the rest of the interview is pretty like just insightful because we again like we don't hear that much about him and he sounds like
Hmm.
such a normal guy. Like I know he lives near where I used to work in Pennsylvania, like on a farm, and he just wants like a normal life. He wants
Yeah.
to date someone that isn't famous, but I'm like, dude, you live on a farm, like where are you meeting these
Yeah.
non-famous women?
Also, yeah,
Maybe
it's
you're right for him.
oh God, Zayn.
Maybe we
I
should
don't
set
think the
you up.
farm life
You're
is not for
reading
me.
now. He thinks
I'm
that's
like,
like marriage material. You could get in there.
oh God. I don't know if I'm fit for the farm life, guys.
I don't think you're fit for the farm
I'm
life
not that
either.
girl.
It
But
it'd
like
be like the movie Cowbells, honestly.
I can handle it for like a weekend. Other than that, I need
A
some
couple Instagram pictures,
yeah,
like
that's
yeah,
it.
like
That's it.
petting a little hen. Yeah.
Yeah, I just find it also it's like what I honestly think makes it worse is like Gigi like doesn't like she's also someone who like I mean she's a model so like she shows her personality sometimes when she does these long profiles and things like that and mostly like on her Instagram and stuff and when she does videos with her sister few and far between but like
Yeah. Or
she's
really
not
like
really
Housewives was like the most we saw
yeah.
her, I feel like.
Yeah. So I think that also makes this a little uncomfortable because it's just like, why put that out there? Because now I'm thinking like the next time she ever does like a full length interview of some sort, I'm sure it's gonna happen. Like you like she's gonna be asked about that. And I just find that weird. And like your daughter who's like this innocent little girl who like you guys both are very much trying to not have in the spotlight. I just find it all just so icky. And I'm like, once again, like a man putting his foot in his mouth and like I get it. I understand what you're trying to say. I mean, she like I get it. Just sometimes I'm like when I read these headlines or like read watch these clips in these interviews, especially in on like these podcasts or whatever, like this long form content, I'm just like if only there was like a publicist there being like,
Yeah,
"No."
well, I wonder too, like if in situations like this, whether they get to see it before it goes out and whether they actually
Yeah.
say yes or no, because I would definitely be like, let's take that part
Cause
out.
I'm sure, bro, if I'm freaking call her daddy, if I'm out Cooper, I'm like, we're fucking keeping that in right there. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm getting that clickbait. I'm getting that money. Like,
Yeah. Do you think
so
like
like,
in the moment her head's like ding ding ding?
I know, literally. Cause she always just like,
Thank you.
amazing.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
right. That makes so much sense that you didn't love her. Cool.
I
Next
know. It's,
question. It's totally a different question than anything to do with that because that's how it goes, like skips around.
I
Thank you
know.
for the sound bite.
It's
It's so
just
funny
so
though
funny.
because I started on One Direction Twitter, as so you know. And one of my first friends from One Direction Twitter, her mom and I and my mom, we were like 12 or 13. They called each other to make sure that we were real. And then she came for a sleepover at my house. We were both Zayn girls and we've kept in touch. Like we kept in touch for a really long time, like best friends. We saw, I think the Where We Are tour together at MetLife. And then during college kind of like
Drifting.
splintered apart, like not for any bad reason. I saw her a couple of years ago and we work in the same industry. Like we basically do the same job, but it's just funny. And she messaged me this morning, like first thing I like wake up and I have an Instagram DM being like, should we go see Zayn together? And I was like, that's so funny because I would never just be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go see him on tour. I mean, I don't really have anyone to like go see him with. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, we should do it. So we're like actually going. She knows someone,
That's
so
gonna
we
be
have
so
like
fun.
sweet tickets. And she was like, we could just eat chicken fingers and watch Zayn. I'm like, oh my God, if you told like 12-year-old me that that was gonna happen, I think I would drop dead. Like literally just put me in the so I'm so excited about it to actually be going this tour, even though this album has probably the worst graphic design I've ever seen in
Oh
my
my God, it's horrible. Do you see that tweet where someone like made that design in 2017?
yeah, it's like basic yeah,
Like it's like a fan art like that
yeah,
someone made.
yeah. I don't get it. I need someone to like really dumb it down and explain it to me and how it got through all of the teams to get approved and be the final artwork. But nonetheless, I will be at that tour
That's so
supporting.
exciting.
Maybe he'll want
Can't.
to
That's
marry
cute.
me. I was like, should I bring a book?
Maybe.
Like bringing a book is the new like shaving every part of you.
No, literally, it's like bringing a book and being like, I'm bored.
You know, it's like how many fanfics did you read where it's like my friend dragged me to the meet and greet, but I didn't want to go, so I was just in line reading my book and
The
Zayn noticed me.
freaking classic. Zay
Yeah.
noticed me and then he asked me to stay after. Just chill. I love that. Oh my God.
Speaking of fanfics, there's been a lot of book adaptations.
I was like, where's this going?
There's been a lot of book adaptations recently. We were talking about Wattpad like fanfics
Yeah.
last week and how so many Wattpad fics in general are becoming made into movies. But I think we have an epidemic at this point of book adaptations. Any book that's popular just becoming a TV show or a movie, and I
Hmm.
think it needs to end. And the beginning of the end was with the Boys of Tommen series by Chloe Walsh that is being made into a Prime Video TV series. It's about a 15-year-old girl, I think she's 15, in Ireland, and there's a boy who's a rugby player a couple years older than her. And he injures like his groin area, and they talk about it for like the entire book, like just talking about his groin like constantly. And then she comes from a family where, trigger warning, her father is extremely abusive to them. Spoiler warning, sets their house on fire with them all inside. Like it is not a nice love
No.
story. I read the two books like that's about that couple specifically, and then there's other books that are like about the other couples related in their series. Just not good. And it's like 900 pages of the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see how they're going to do it because I feel like at some point like they're gonna have to divorce from the source material to make it like a good show and also something
Hmm.
that like is going to be widely watched. But like at some point we just need to draw the line. Like and I think heated rivalry was the line. And we shouldn't
Yeah.
cross it. And there's another show or movie that's coming out now for Lights Out, which is a dark romance book. And I just think we need to leave like 50 Shades of Grey to be like our
Yes.
50 Shades of Grey, cool. Okay. That's all we
I
need.
know. I know. I think I honestly, like, I just feel like I get it. It is like an easy hit because even like The Housemaid that just released
Yeah.
in December made over $300 million in the box office, and that's not because Sydney Sweeney and like I mean I love Amanda Seyfried and I think she's amazing, but it's not because of them. It's because of the fact that The Housemaid is like the like Frida McFadden is like the number one best
Mhm.
selling author like ever in life, and like that book sold a bazillion copies, and I feel like that is what these studios are seeing. Like they're just seeing the
Yeah.
dollar signs and like the numbers, but they're not like thinking about how you can really realistically, showcase these stories. And I do think like dark romance
Also,
just
like
should
I didn't
not.
read that book thinking I want to see this as a
Yeah.
TV show. Like it's one of those where you're not maybe you're picturing something, but I'm not like, ooh, I really want to watch this as a TV show.
Yes.
Like
Another
not that
one that
one.
no, no. And like yeah, I just think the dark romance stuff and the like weird and the really like teetering on low-key like abuse stuff, like it's just like
Yeah.
what are we doing here when you could, adapt books that are maybe a little, touch on some serious topics but aren't like someone's dad burning their house down, like I don't understand that. And I also think like because I know like the off-campus books
Hmm.
are
Yeah.
turning into a show on Amazon Prime that's just coming out soon, I think in May. And to me, I think like it's because there's like a void of like high school, college
Hmm.
age TV. So an easy way to kind of get that is to already use a source material that has a
That people
built-in
are
fan
liking.
base.
Yeah.
But I do think like these studios, I agree with you, like they need to know when to like say no. Because I didn't read this Book of Tobin book or at all. I didn't even know what it was until I saw it on like film updates. And I looked it up. And literally when you look it up, it literally just is like a girl, like, yeah, it tells you it's from Ireland, like they're in Ireland, and it's like a tumultuous relationship and like the ups and downs. And then Liv was like, no, girl, like this shit happens, it's weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe we put this down a little bit. But yeah, I just think it gets to an actual point where I'm like, I don't really think, I I don't know, maybe they'll surprise
And
us. Like,
why is Off Campus getting a season 2 before it's even come out?
okay, let's talk about that.
Because
I
I
hate
have
that.
beef. Where is My Lady Jane season 2? Where is my Julie and the Phantom season 2? Finding My Edge season 2 that everyone said this show is awful? Take
We
back
are.
My Life with the Walter Boys if you really have to give me a season 2 of Julie and the Phantoms, okay?
I don't
Like,
get it.
what are we doing here?
I don't get it. Actually, it's so annoying because isn't My Lady Jane also Amazon Prime?
Yeah, that's why
Because
I
to
said My
me,
Lady Jane
yeah,
first.
because when I see that, I'm
And
like,
I don't think it
because
necessarily had bad viewership. If
no,
I might be mistaken, but like I feel like it had good viewership and they didn't renew.
no, there's like, there's another, I think it was the Class of '07 show that like
Yeah.
also was really
Wasn't there a
well
show that you
reviewed.
liked with a lot of young girls that were in it that didn't get a season 2 either? They were like on a beach or something. They were like stranded.
Oh my God, yes. Was it The Wilds or something? I
Yeah,
think
The
yes,
Wilds.
and they I think they got season two, but they didn't
They
get
didn't get
like
promoted. They didn't get like
yeah,
anything. It was like
no, no.
dead after season 2.
No,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
like we're done.
It's just like, yeah, and I find it so interesting because to me, Amazon Prime has obviously endless money and like they are rolling in money. So I'm just like, why does it matter to you guys if you like have this viewership and like you have hardcore fans? I mean, it might not be like to the level of like a Stranger Things, but like if they're still there and they exist. But then like the show, who, what if it comes out and people hate it? I don't understand that. Like, what if it comes out and people hate it, and then what are you gonna do? Walk back season two? Like, I really don't get it, especially so early. Like, honestly, a part of me is like, maybe they should have waited for that announcement when like the season aired, like the first week it aired or
Mhm.
something, and see like the reception and then do that because I'm like, you just gave us a poster, not even a trailer, right? Like literally a
Yeah.
poster, and that's it. And you're like, and by the way, season two coming in 2027 or whatever. I'm like, what? I don't know. It's not fair. It's like, get us in the writers' rooms and these
Boiling my
boardrooms
blood.
because there's so many shows that the two of us watch that literally get canceled on a
Yeah.
major cliffhanger and get
And it's
no.
funny because I find like the corner of the internet where all of those fans are, and there's like
Yes,
500,000 of us, and I'm like, okay, guys, come on. Like,
bro. I
where is
literally
our
see.
representative? Like, I feel like I can't watch any show because like a season 1 of a show because if I do watch it, I like it and then it gets canceled.
I
Like
know
literally every show that I like, season 1 canceled.
we're literally victims. Like it's like,
We
can
are
someone ask
horrible.
us? Like
Like, fine, I'll watch
please.
off campus, but I really don't want to. I don't want to support, and I'm gonna make fun of it.
I know it's gonna be cringe. I honestly can't wait.
Yeah, I can tell that's gonna be cringe. Definitely. I'll come back and cut this part out if it's not cringe. You know what I mean? Like
I know, yeah, yeah.
in other TV programming news, we have Love Island All Stars, which we've waited quite a bit into the season to talk about it, but I feel like we're living in like Groundhog Day the last 2 weeks where we're just stuck in the same arguments, the same conversations over and over and over again. It's all pointing back to one person, which I'm really mad about because Belle specifically came on this season off the back of her season where she's known for arguing with her couple at the time, Anton, and she
Hmm.
was like very well looked at when they got sent home. Like people really liked her for that one argument. I'm sure that's part of why they brought her back. She
Hmm.
came in hot. She was interesting. She got in a couple. Looking back now, like she was kind of like screwed over by Sean. Belle ended up going to the USA villa for a couple days and Sean moved on with someone else and she came back. They did tell her immediately, but I understand being a little bit like mugged off about that.
Yeah.
But she's now just involving herself in everyone's business. We're having to hear her screaming every single episode. Like, I've had enough. I've had enough.
I've truly,
I said she was a Love Island Hall of Famer a couple
she
weeks.
is, I mean, she
She was.
was, and now
Fall
she's
from
ruined her
grace. I
reputation.
can't. Like,
No, it's horrible. I honestly think, and okay, the interesting part about this whole situation is that at the point where Belle comes back from the USA villa and sees Lucinda and Sean together, the public are on her side. People
mhm.
are people are sick of Lucinda. This is the fourth Love Island she's been on. She just did Love Island Games in
Yeah.
September and won $250,000. She, or no, $125,000 or something, whatever. And she is clearly
Well,
very
then she coupled up
much,
with Kieran after
yes.
saying she didn't say she was interested in Kieran because she wanted to trick all the girls. Then took Kieran off of Sammy. Now she's with Sean. Like I understand why the girls are like, "What is you're playing
Yeah,
a
what
game?"
is your, yeah, you're playing a game here. And she does act dumb. She acts like a ditzy girl when she's very not. She's not. She's very smart. You don't go on 4 Love Island seasons and make it very far in each one and win Love Island games without being smart. Like you have to be smart and calculated.
Mhm.
And I just find so like when Belle got mad at her and was like, "You're not my type kind of girl. You're a weirdo. You're this. Like you have no loyalty. You do shit
Well,
behind my
also,
back."
like, she was lingering around every time Belle was trying to have a conversation, being like,
Yeah,
"Are you okay? Girl, get away from me." Like, I think we
yeah.
all have felt that before. Like, back away from me. Thank you.
Yeah. But it was like, okay, let's take 2 episodes of that. Maybe even we'll give you three. But 2 weeks of this endless cycle of now to the viewers, like even to us, it's coming off like you're bullying this poor girl who like Lucinda is annoying. She's a rage baiter. She's annoying. She knows what to do. She does her little laugh. She smiles. She acts stupid. You have to realize this is an act. Like you said, like I'm like, Belle, you clocked it. You said this is for screen time. This is for camera time. This is for a storyline. Now, but you're feeding into her narrative by like egging on the rage bait and like falling for it every
She
time.
falls her every time.
And she completely lost me when she suddenly decides that she wants to get to know Scott.
Yeah. No,
And like,
actually, it didn't even lose me then because we did see it. Like, I mean, when Scott came in, he was interested in Leanne and Belle. Obviously, he was coupled up with Leanne for a few weeks. I get it. Like, what else is Scott supposed to do when Leanne tells
yeah,
him, like, we're done? Leanne didn't give him enough of a chance when Cher stole him. She was like, we're done. Scott immediately said, like, I want to be with you. And she's like, no, we're done because I said we're done. Dumb move, girl. Like,
yeah.
but what is Scott supposed to do if Leanne's told him multiple times that she's not going to change her decision? I know that they were like they were still talking a little bit. Like it was
Yeah.
kind of seeming like she was going to open the door. I get him and Belle like having an interest in each other. It was the way that she was so insistent that it was totally different from the Lucinda situation of her and Sean, and also that Whitney told her multiple times to talk to Leanne, and Belle kept
And
saying,
she
"There's nothing
didn't.
going on. What am I going to talk to her about? What am I going to talk to her about?" Like you know that there's something going on because you won't stop talking about him.
Yeah.
You're flirting with him. You're saying all kinds of things. Like obviously something's going on. Just tell Leanne that you like him. That's all you
Yeah.
have to say.
No, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, I get it. It's Love Island. And like to me, I think that's where she kind of lost me is when she was like, there's nothing happening. But then like when Scott and Leanne get back together, she's like, you were flirting with me 50-50. It was 50-50. You're obsessed with me. You wanted me just as bad as I did. And it's like, but you also insisted that there was nothing going on and it was just friendly banter and friendly chats and friendly flirting. I'm like, you can't have it both ways, girl. You can't be like, oh, I did nothing wrong, but Lucinda is Lucifer because she talked. Mind you, she didn't even kiss Sean, bro. She talked to Sean when I was in a different
Yeah.
villa. Like, I'm like, honestly, like,
And
what
also,
did
what
it?
were they supposed to do when she was not there? Like, obviously, they're
Yeah.
going to talk to
Well,
each
that's
other.
the thing.
The
It's like,
producers are going to ask them to talk to each other. As soon as the producers get a whiff that they're somewhat interested in each
yeah.
other, they're going to put them together. It was bound to happen. And also the fact that, like, this is now, what, 4 weeks into it at this point? Like, we're, 24, 25 days in. It's not day 14 when this happened with Sean and
Yes.
Lucinda. Like, this is way different. You've had Leanne crying to you. You've had Leanne talking about she still wants him back. And the way that she was just acting like in the heart rate challenge, weird. Like
I know. When
totally
she was like,
got him.
yes. And she kept saying, like, no, no, don't. Like, when she was watching the
Yeah,
other
like
girls dance,
yeah,
like, she's
like don't do
making
too much on
comments.
Scott. Like, okay, girl. And then
Like,
she got
girl,
mad
he's
that Scott
not
was
your
talking to
man.
Leanne like in the bedroom. It's like, what else is he supposed to do? This is his couple for multiple weeks at this point.
Yeah.
He literally said in every episode that he wants her back.
Yes. I just don't
And
understand. Like, I'm like,
it'd be one thing if he's like a slimy guy. Like, yes, he's also calculated. He's also a game player, but he has been very transparent and he does speak honestly about like how he's gonna move. Like, he's been
yes.
consistent.
And he told, in my opinion, I think what he said to Leanne, where he was talking about, where Leanne was like, come clean to me and just tell me everything that you and Belle talked about
Yeah.
and did. I thought he was being completely honest. Like, he literally said, we flirted, we did this, we did that. But, like, they never kissed. They never, like, did anything more than literally flirt. So I'm like, what
And I
more? And then
also do
Belle,
believe that, like, I don't believe that he would have pulled her for chats like that, the way that she was pulling him. Like, I think
Yeah.
they probably would have just continued doing whatever, but I think he would have just kept going about like on Friendship Island the way that all the other ones are and probably just
Yeah.
hoped that Leanne would get back to him. Like, I don't necessarily think that he would have initiated like that kind of like considering the relationship if she didn't.
No. And then Belle, like, this is like when I'm like, bro, I wish, I swear to God, like, if I was Leanne and I fucking went home and like rewatched these scenes, I'd be pissed off. But
Oh
when
my
she
God.
was like, where she was like, she told Scott, literally, she goes, you need to think with your heart and not your head. Basically insinuating that he is doesn't want to kiss Belle because he's thinking it's gonna look bad, but in his heart is making him want to kiss Belle. But I'm like, no, no, no. It's literally quite literally the opposite. The opposite. It's like he knows in his heart that he wants Leanne because that's what he's been saying since Cher and him, cut things off. Like he's literally been saying that, and I'm like, you are egging him on. And then to Leanne, she's like, I never said that. No, 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 no. I didn't say that to him. It's like
And
you
she knows too
literally
that like
did.
Leanne's struggling with like the trust of,
Yeah.
not that Scott's been dishonest, but I think just in that environment, like Leanne is untrusting. So she
Mm-hmm.
knows that. So that's why she keeps having conversations with Leanne and being like, no, no, Scott said this because she's making Leanne question it and trying to like cause more fights with them. But honestly, the biggest thing where she lost me was when she said to Sammy
Yes,
that
another one.
Scott is going to message her a month after Love Island and say it should have been you. That
So
is crazy to say on a
slimy.
TV show where you know you're being filmed and you know that's making the cut. Like again, we're talking about like editors are not going to let that one slip,
No.
girl. Like come on.
It's so disrespectful to not only Scott, like, but also to
This is
Leanne. It's
someone
like,
supposed to be her friend. Like
yeah.
or when she was
I think,
whispering in the kitchen, knowing that Leanne was there, because she starts whispering, like, I know she wasn't done with him, knowing that Leanne's there, but she was saying, like, you guys can have each other fine. Like, yeah, it's gonna
yeah.
work out.
It's so fake
And then
and
and then
weird.
Leanne says, "Do we need to have a conversation? Like, let's have a conversation, Belle." And she's like, "Do we need to?" So
Yeah,
you
you're
just
talking
don't want to have
shit.
like any conversation about this. Like, be a mature adult. You're the one that wants to be piping up constantly in the villa.
I know. And then I know, and I honestly think because I honestly like all the girls there. Like I like Sammy and I like
I don't like them
Helena.
as a group.
No, but I'm like I like them because I feel like Helena Loki's having like a redemption arc on this season, and
She
like
is.
Sammy, I feel like was always beloved, but she's really like sweet and
Mhm.
nice. But I think both Sammy and Helena are like clouded and they're like dislike for Lucinda that they're like so like no Belle, what you're doing is not the same at all. Like no 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 Belle, it's all Scott, it's all Scott. It's like no girl, no no no. Let's take accountability. Like yeah, you can say that Scott should have could have said no, 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 or whatever. But at the same time, Belle, you're also egging this on. Like, you both are equally, like, you're equally hurting Leanne, and this idea that you're not as bad as Lucinda is literally a lie. Like, you are doing what Lucinda did, if not 10 times worse, because what Lucinda did was behind your back, but what you're doing is like blatant. Like, I would rather, honestly, it's like, bro, I would rather the person I was with fucking go, cheat on me on Casa Amor and come back and act like it was all sunshine and rainbows than to do it in front of my face. Like, I'm sorry, I would rather that happen. Like, I'm like, what you're doing is more evil. Once again, Lucinda and Sean, like, yeah, it was slimy at the time. It was annoying and like stupid, but they also didn't kiss. Like, I'm like, they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They
And then
just
they like have
talked.
kept to themselves ever since. Honestly, like yeah, Lucinda's a rage baiter, but like they really have just like
No.
not bothered anyone else. Like they're just doing their own thing. They're happy together. Like fine, just leave them be. Like let's just.
Yeah, she
But
can't
like
let it
she
go.
takes every second she can to fight Sean. Like you were coupled up for like 3 days and you weren't happy for half the time anyway. So like why do you
No.
care?
And yeah, this is why going on Love Island All Stars, like you have to be firm in how you are because it literally can like
Yeah.
people are have like this rose colored glasses like idea of you from your previous season because it was so long ago and now you're like back in the spotlight and it can really make or break you. Like now I feel like Belle, she even when she was fighting Lucinda, like people were on her side, people were loving it, Hurricane Belle is back, whatever, and now it comes to a point where people are like Hurricane Belle, like it's embarrassing. Like stop, enough.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm like, maybe she watched too much of USA last year because I'm like, this is like giving me PTSD from like when
Yeah.
people would be fighting in that village, screaming and crying and throwing up. And I'm like, this is not, it's no longer entertaining. It's kind of like emotional, like
Yeah,
turmoil watching
torment.
this.
Yeah. Do you
It's
have
horrible.
an idea of who you think's gonna win?
100% think Sammy and Kieran are going to win.
Yeah, same. I'll be shocked. But I wouldn't put it past the UK voters because we can't vote, which is crazy. But I think that it's going to be Sammy and Kieran. But I like wouldn't put it past it to be anyone else
Yeah.
because we
I
have
just think,
seen some like random picks
yeah,
sometimes, like Justin,
yeah.
Sammy. I don't know what that was, but
I think I feel like because Sammy and Kieran, like they people in Love Island UK, I feel like US bro, they do not like this. But in the UK, at least last season, but in the UK, they love a couple who's been together from the start or like
Mhm.
from as close to the start as possible and just stays together and gets tested, but never has like huge outbursts
Yeah.
and arguments. They're a safe option. They're both nice. And I also think Kieran like kind of is I feel like his maybe he was getting overpowered by Nicole. I like
I
his
think
season he
everyone
was
liked
kind
him
of
on his season, and everyone was bothered by Nicole. I think he comes off as really like a really likable
yeah.
guy.
I
Yeah.
like maybe I just am because who else was in his season? That was the season that Josh and Mimi won, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I felt like I kind of fell off watching that, but I liked him then. He was just like there, and that was kind of similar path with Nicole, where although I do think him and Nicole were never suited. Whereas I honestly low key can see him and
Yeah.
Sammy
I
like
think they
going the
are good together.
distance. Yeah, I like her a lot. I just am like you need to, and I love her when she like gets mad. I'm like I literally looked up when she was fighting Lucinda. And she was like, "You're AI, like you're a rage baiter, like enough, like whatever." And she was fighting her. I literally had to look up. I'm like, where is Sammy from?
Sammy
Because I'm
from.
like, this is a London girl down, but I'm like, is this girl like putting this on? I'm like, oh no, she's from London. I'm like, okay, she's from the city. The way she was talking, I was like, what is happening here? Like, I've never heard her speak like that,
Yeah.
but it was so good. But also, like now, I'm like, Lucinda, at least you're entertaining. Like you're annoying as hell, but whatever.
Yeah. Like at this point, like the giggling is kind of funny because it's so bothersome to everyone else. Like, and I
Yeah,
know what like that she can't help it. It's just funny.
I
And
know.
also, but like, I think the thing too with Lucinda, like the last thing I'll say, but because her and Millie were really good friends on their season and they're
Yeah,
not friends anymore, really. The fact that Millie is friendly with her on the show and like that friendship breakup hasn't been a plot line makes me wonder really like, is she that bad?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because Millie is defending her. Also,
Yeah.
can we just say, like, if Millie and Zach don't work out, like, prayers to that girl because I'm actually scared for her.
I'm worried for her. Everyone's like, she likes him way more than she liked Liam. I think it's true.
No,
Like on
she's
Love
like,
Island, she's
yeah,
obsessed.
she literally said in Unseen
Like,
Bits, which I'm
what is
like,
it about him?
bro, he was a non-factor in the U.S. Like, that's what kills me is like, it's not like it's like I don't even know. It's not like it's Pepe going there. Like someone who actually made it
Yeah.
to the finals. Like he was a guy who was in Costa for like 3 days and left, and literally no one cared about. It.
I
Like
still
he
don't
was a
feel like we're really getting like any personality from him either. That's like making me like,
no.
oh, I get it.
I low key think they're kind of editing it in a way that is making her look like smothering. So I'm
Yeah.
like, what is this? Because I'm like, like he kind of doesn't really give.
Like
It's
he's not
mostly
giving much.
no. That's why I'm so confused. But she's so obsessed with him. She literally like in the heart rate challenge. He's walking up, and she's like, he's so fit, he's so sexy, so hot. I'm like, he's literally just walking. Like, what is happening here, girl? But prayers. I hope they make it
Where's
through.
our girl Millie?
I'm scared. I'm genuinely scared for her.
Thank you so much for listening to First in Line. Make sure that you are following us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, and streaming on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts.
And don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and also Spotify. 5 stars always. And leave us comments. I'm pretty sure you can comment on Spotify now too.
You
So
can.
leave us a little comment on our episodes, please.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.